You're listening to Airey Bros Radio. Be there or be square, because it's all killer, no filler.
Ladies and gentlemen, howdy and aloha. We are here, you are there, and you are now rocking with the best. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Airey Bros Radio. Tonight we're lacing up the spikes for the 2025 NJCAA Cross Country National Championships hosted by Iowa Central Community College, right here in Fort Dodge, Iowa. Before we get rolling, y'all know the drill. Head over to YouTube, make sure you hammer that like button and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at Airey Bros Radio, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Drop a comment, every review, and share helps us grow and give back to the sport we love. This episode is fueled by Black Sheep Endurance Coaching for all your ultramarathon and nutrition coaching needs. A huge thank you to Coach D. Brown and the crew at Iowa Central for hosting this year's national championships and bringing the NJCAA family together. From the training grind to the travel miles, you've all earned your spot at the 2025 national championships, and tonight we celebrate you. Every athlete, every coach, every team that punched their ticket to Fort Dodge, congratulations. And now the grand finale, the NJCAA Division I, where the nation's elite collide. On the men's side, we've got the number one ranked Iowa Western Community College Reivers from Council Bluffs, Iowa. The number two ranked Hutchinson Community College Blue Dragons out of Hutchinson, Kansas. And the number three ranked Iowa Central Community College Tritons from Fort Dodge, Iowa. And the number four ranked New Mexico Junior College Thunderbirds based in Hobbs, New Mexico. On the women's side, it's another stacked field led by the number two ranked Iowa Western Reivers, the number three ranked El Paso Community College Tejanos from El Paso, Texas, and number four ranked New Mexico Junior College Thunderbirds. Let's hear from the coaches who built these national caliber programs and get a final look at who's ready to make history at the 2025 NJCAA National Championships. Now joining us from New Mexico Junior College, located in Hobbs, New Mexico, home of the Thunderbirds. The men and women's team both come in ranked number 4 nationally. Coach Jeff Becker, welcome to Airey Bros Radio.
Coach Becker, how are we doing, sir?
Good. How are you guys?
Awesome. Thank you for joining us today.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, Coach, we know the men and women are both ranked 4th right now. Who are the key runners on both sides that we need to keep an eye out on?
So on our women's side, we've been led all year by Yedidia Bifa. She's undefeated so far this year. She recently won a Region 5 championship in an outstanding time of 17:12. It was actually the fastest time recorded on our course here in New Mexico. And so she's definitely going to be our front runner there, and we're hoping that she does really, really well. We also have another returning All-American in Amal Kachuri. And she started off the season a little slow. She was injured early on, but she's probably the healthiest she's been all season. And I'm looking for her to, be somewhere in that top 15 as well. For our men, one of our strengths, I think, have been that, we've never finished the same 5 order at any of our meets. We've always had, a different top 5, and I think that's made us a strong team. These last couple meets, Mohammed Marahi has been probably our top runner. He was our top runner at the regionals, finishing 2nd. And then right behind him, we've had Emmanuel Camayo, who has been he's been probably our most consistent runner, being number 2 and number 3 for us all year long. He finished as our 2nd runner at regionals. And then right behind him has been Brian Chariot, who was our top runner early on. So, I think on our men's side, we could go in any order with our top 5.
Coach, Nationals were in Fort Dodge back in 2020. We know some schools weren't able to attend that. Curious, have you been at the course at all? And how does the team match up specifically for Fort Dodge?
Okay. So in 2020, we weren't able to attend. New Mexico was on a pretty tight lockdown at the time, and we weren't able to leave the state to go and participate. But I've been every other time they've hosted it. So I think I don't want to quote this wrong, but I think they've hosted maybe 4 other times. And what I like, I guess it's kind of love hate. And I've told Coach D Brown this. I love it because Iowa Central does a great job running the meet off. They do an outstanding job. D does a great job. He makes it a professional atmosphere for the students. But being a southern school, we don't like the cold weather in Iowa. We definitely we don't like that. But the course itself, I feel like is a honest course. We like running it. The other times we've gone up there, we like running the course. So I think that'll be, it'll be good. It'll be a good course for everybody. Because I'm hoping for some good weather. And then we've tried a little bit, as far as getting. I called it to our team. I said, we're going to do some Iowa weather training, and we would train early in the morning. Because here in New Mexico in the desert, it can get cold in the morning sometimes. And so we've tried to do a lot of workouts in the morning just to kind of get our mindset right, that we can go up there and we can compete on this course, and we can kind of run right there with the rest of the teams.
Some extra long ice baths too, maybe?
Yes, yeah. we got a handful of them that like doing that every week, so that they're getting used to that and everything too. So
nice.
But you're exactly right about that.
Coach, has the team got to travel out of state to get some different weather, or just those morning runs?
We pretty much just those morning runs. Another difference in our schedule this year is we did travel up to Hinojosa, New Mexico, up in the mountains at the beginning of October for a meet, and we tried. We were hoping it would kind of be a little bit cooler, but by race time it was already pretty warm, even up there in the mountains of New Mexico. So we did try a few other things. We didn't go anywhere crazy, but we did try some things to try to get used to that weather and be ready for it.
So, Coach, top four, both on the men and women. What's going to take? Get the top of the podium, bring home some hardware.
There's a lot of great teams out there, as you guys know, and I think we really need to, have that positive championship mindset where we're not worried about the elements, we're not worried about anything else. And, we go out there and we perform like we've been doing all year. Our guys, we haven't lost to another junior college team this year. So I feel like we just need to have that mindset that we belong at the top, and, we can go out there and we can compete with anybody. There's a lot of great teams this year. I know Iowa Western and Hutch are really strong on the men. Iowa Central, Butler, there's a lot of teams there that can do some great things. But I think if we have the right mindset, and just kind of, do what we're used to doing, I think we've got a good shot at being at the top. Women are going to be, it's going to be tough. We're not quite as healthy as I would have liked coming into nationals on the women, especially with knowing what a lot of these other schools have. Odessa has been amazing this year. Iowa Western's been amazing. We beat El Paso early on this year, and then they've just been coming on though, and they're real hot right now, and they're really running well right now. So I think we can get in there and compete with them. And you can't forget some of those teams behind us as well. Hutchinson and Southern Idaho, that they're going to be strong in there as well on the women's side. But I think that if we can go out there and just, do what we've done all year long, I think we've got it. We've got a shot.
Coach, will you just be focusing on the 8K and 5K championships, or will you be sending a squad on Tuesday for the half marathon?
So our main focus is obviously the cross country, but we always do the half marathon. We have for many years, and so we'll have a full group out there for the half marathon championships. Ladies may be a little bit thinner than most years for the half marathon, just with some of those injuries that we've had. I think we'll have everybody going, and we're hopeful that we'll have everybody going for the cross country. But I don't know if we'll have everybody there for the half marathon. We will have a full squad though, for sure. And then with the men, I think we're going to be strong in both places. Strong with the 8K, and then also strong with the half marathon as well. And we should be have all of our top guys ready to go for that on Tuesday. Now that's one of them we're missing in 2020. We kind of missed kind of how the course is going to be for the half marathon. The other times that we've been up there for nationals, they hadn't combined the sites yet for half marathon and for cross country, where they were just at the same site a few days apart. So we were not on the course that they ran in 2020 for the half marathon, but we'll get up there and we'll get a look at it after we get done with the cross country nationals.
Coach, is there anything about the Thunderbirds that we haven't spoke about that you want the audience to know going into nationals?
We've covered most of it, I think, but we're just, like I said, we're just going to try to go out there and do our best, and we wish all the coaches and the teams, the best out there, and we're just going to go out there and compete, and we'll see what happens.
Well, Coach Becker, thank you for your time today. Greatly appreciate it, and best of luck to you and the Thunderbirds on Saturday.
All right. Well, thank you guys very much for having me.
Absolutely. Safe travels to Fort Dodge, Coach.
Thank you.
Take care. Now joining us from El Paso Community College in El Paso, Texas, home of the Tejanos. The women's team is currently ranked 3rd in the country. Coach Felix Hinojosa, welcome to Airey Bros Radio.
Hey, Coach.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you, sir?
I'm nice. It's a good thing right now.
So, Coach, the women's team is currently ranked 3rd right now in the rankings. Who are the key runners that we need to keep an eye out on going into nationals?
Well, definitely Nama Oinesio Mabuka, Shoham for Zimbabwe. She looks pretty strong. You look also at Antonia Rono and Faith Rotich. They're coming along pretty strong also, I think. Plus all the other people that are flying right now from other schools.
So what's the mentality as far as the team game plan going into nationals? Is it to get that low stick, or is it a pack mentality?
It's a pack mentality. It's we emphasize competitiveness. And it just depends on who shows up on what day and what race. You could have a number 1 ranked team, and if the guys don't show up, they're not firing on all cylinders, or the ladies aren't, then it's nasty. So for us, it's a pack mentality going after some really tough teams. I mean, Odessa, New Mexico Junior College, Iowa Western, and never leave out Iowa Central either.
Coach, we know the course was, the meet was hosted by Iowa Central in Fort Dodge in 2020. We know a lot of teams weren't able to make it because of that COVID restrictions. Have you had an opportunity at some point to see the course, and how does the team match up?
I've kind of Googled the course, but I have the utmost confidence in Coach Brown. Yeah, he's an excellent coach and also an excellent race organizer. So I know that he's going to do the right thing. It's when you look at a course, everybody runs the same course. Everybody runs in the same altitude, and everybody has to deal with the same weather. So it's just, let's get it down, let's get out there, and let's just race.
With that being said, everyone has to run in the same weather. There are some teams that might be a little bit more familiar than with the Iowa weather than maybe in El Paso, Texas. Have you done anything special, maybe some extra long ice baths or anything like that, just in case it is a little chilly in Fort Dodge on Saturday?
Well, we tend to practice. We moved our practices up to about 5 a.m. just to get
Wow.
that cold weather mentality.
Dang.
But it's just like, well, it is what it is.
I like that mindset, Coach. I appreciate that. What's it going to take to get to the top of the podium this year?
It's going to take a lot of competitive running and everybody running for each other team wise, and everybody counts. Every runner counts there. So we got to go out and we got to hammer. And like I tell my team, I need 20 minutes of your best effort. Walk away from the race knowing that this is all you had, and I'll be happy with that. Let the chips fall where they may.
Coach, sorry, Rich. I appreciate your mindset that everyone counts. Bringing the team together and getting that group effort in there. That's what makes champions.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Coach, how do you get the kids to buy into that mindset that it is a team sport and it is the team and everyone matters and everyone is important to the overall final outcome?
Well, first and the most important thing is you got to find the right fit, athletes wise, that they fit the program and that they're pliable to understanding that this is a team sport, that everybody counts. And if we win as a team, everybody wins. Right. And it's just a continuous, as you begin from the first day in August to the last day in November, it's you're all on a lifeboat and you all got to pull together and work together to get to that island, that podium finish.
Coach, you mentioned that lifeboat and everyone having to pull together to get to that island. Do you ever have any issues with kids? This is an individual sport. I'm not here for the team, or do they all tend to buy in?
They all buy in. Every once in a while, we got to readjust someone's thinking, give them the broader picture. And if you can sit down on a one-on-one to every athlete and let them know that, hey, you matter, the team matters also. So, a lot of times they say, yeah, let's go for it.
Coach, we love that mindset over here at Airey Bros Radio. We know on Tuesday there's going to be a half marathon championship. Are you all going to be suiting up for that?
Absolutely. We love the long distance. I love that long distance. I tell my teams the cross country is the warm up for the big race on Tuesday. So let's do it right.
Has there been any specific training for the half marathon, or is it all the same training?
Well, no, it's different. It's a really difficult training pattern. You've got to have the speed of a 5K and an 8K, and then the endurance and speed of a 21K. So you're continuously, it's like a Lego plan, moving this, moving back. Make sure that we've got the distance in our program, and make sure that we have the speed. And it's a. I'd like for someone to write a manual on that one, man. I'd like to read it.
There you go, Coach. There's your book. Coach, is there anything about the team that we haven't covered that you want the audience to know?
I think that along with our team and all the other teams that are going out there, I think they've all earned it. They're tough. They're tough. I mean, it's no fun getting up at 5 a.m. All right. And it's no fun at all, but they commit themselves and we commit to them. And I think that all the people that are there deserve to be there and, should have a great race.
Coach, we wish you the best of luck in Fort Dodge. We hope you have safe travels all the way from El Paso, Texas. We will be watching very closely and intently on Saturday. The junior college experience and the junior college system is something that's very near and dear to Jimi and I's heart. We were both junior college All-Americans, myself in cross country, Jimi in wrestling. That is why we do this. We want people to know more about the benefits and how powerful and impactful the junior college system can be. So best of luck to you and all your athletes, and we'll be following closely on Saturday.
Thank you very much, and I really appreciate you guys doing that, along with Coach Brown kind of setting everything up. I think it's awesome.
Thank you, Coach. Thanks for all you do. Best of luck.
Thank you so much. We'll see you then.
See ya.
Take care.
Now joining us from Iowa Western Community College in Council Bluffs, Iowa, home of the Reivers, the men's team is ranked number 1, and the women's team sits number 2 nationally. Coach Marc Bierbaum, welcome to Airey Bros Radio.
How are we doing?
We're doing great. How are you doing? Season's going well?
It's going well. It's going well. We've trained hard and we've done what we needed to do, and yeah, it's going well.
Coach, so the men are sitting at number one, the women are sitting at number two. Who are some of the key individuals we need to keep an eye on?
Yeah, on the men's side, Joffrey and we call him Gio, but and Barnabas, Gio and Barney have had a wonderful year. They've been 1-2 everywhere we've been. They've flip-flopped. They've had a couple times where they've talked to each other before the finish line. I feel like deciding on who's going to win. That's been an interesting thing for those two, but those two for sure have been a huge part of our men's success for the whole time. They'll graduate in December, and they've been a part of this program in the front end of this program for all 2 years. On the girls' side, Juliana has been our rock solid leader at the front, coming off a tremendous track season last year, winning 7 national titles, and she's been a key leader for us.
So going into nationals, is it get that low stick or is it that pack mentality?
So it's been both for us, really. The men, we've been kind of chasing this thing for a couple of years on the men's side, and it's either been we haven't had front running, or we haven't had the low, or haven't had the pack, or haven't had a 5. We have a little bit of all of it. We have a little bit of foot speed. We have the front running. We have pack. We have depth. It's kind of an all around team effort on that aspect. On the girls' side, the pack is a huge part. Juliana's Juliana, and that'll be great wherever she finishes up front. But where our pack ends up finishing is how we'll do.
Coach, you guys have probably seen the course at Fort Dodge, and I think regionals were there last week. What are your thoughts on the course, and are there any key decisive points on the course where we might see some moves on Saturday morning?
It's a true cross country course. It's got some turns, it's got ups and downs. Not anything incredibly crazy hill wise, but it's not a fast, racetrack by any means. It's got some honest running to it. Kind of old school cross country to a point a little bit. Golf course though. It's nothing crazy rough, but I've seen a lot of things on it. Well, I watched one when I was recruiting, and then I've been a part of one as a coach post COVID. There's a couple different ways that I think people can get it done. That finish is a very good finish. It can be. I was just there for state the last 2 days watching the high school meet there. It can be really fast. It has not ran incredibly fast the years they've run it there. The top 20 list on both sides is not incredibly fast. But the weather hasn't been great, so I think the weather could play a factor. Just, a lot of kids haven't seen cold weather, like Fort Dodge can bring and whatnot. So I don't have a lot of answers to that. I think the back corner can get a little lonely, and there's some up and downs and some tight turns that could play a part in it.
Is the weather much different in Council Bluffs than Fort Dodge, or is it relatively similar?
It can be different. It could be 10, 15 degrees different. I think D gets a little bit more snow and ice than we do during the winter time as well. So yeah, it can be. I've watched it over the last couple of days. It's kind of went up and down. It was 60 there for a bit, then it was 52, and last time I checked it was 56 with a little chance of rain. I know I think some people want it to be cold to equalize some of the African front running. I think we're fine either way. All of our kids have been here through a winter already, and they've run in some cold, and it's everybody's got to deal with it.
Are the men feeling the pressure of the number one ranking, or are they calm, cool, and collected, ready to just get down to business?
If they do, I don't see it. I think they're just ready to run. We've really we went out to South Dakota for cross country camp and talked about control the controllables, and that kind of week of talking about that and whatnot set the tone for just our main goal is just be in it, at the end. And I think that we've done a great job in practice and in training to do just that. we be in the mix, and we'll see what that day gives us, and go get it. Try to get over that hump.
Well, Coach, you mentioned that hump. What's it going to take to get to the top of the podium on the men's and the top of the podium on the women's?
At men's side, we tried. We've been second twice. We've been third once over the last couple of years, and um, I think everybody's got to say there's a little bit of luck in there for everyone, right? Being good on the right day, showing up on the right day, and just being smart, and not overthinking it. We've talked about that too, not overthinking it. It's a race. It's another race. We've been in a couple. We've been in some good ones, and we just got to go in there and do who we are. The men, if we talked about that a ton. On the ladies, it's been a little bit more up and down. We had some ankle sprains. We've had some sickness. We haven't really been together in one race. I think only once all year. And so we just, similar to guys, we've got to be who we are, which we're talented and whatnot. We just got to bring it all together at one point. And the girls, it hasn't been as clean cut as the guys on that side of it.
Coach, we know you guys have done the half marathon in the past and done well. Are you guys solely focused on the 8K championships and the 5K championships across country, or will we be seeing the Reivers on the line on Tuesday?
So I love the half marathon. I think it is an absolute amazing event. Team competition half marathon, awesome. Sold. When I was recruiting JUCO and I found out about it, I went to a couple of them just because Dana, we were marathon school when I was in college, and I ran the marathon myself. So sold. We'll get on that line for sure. I'm excited about it. We haven't talked a ton about it. 8K is the focus. When cross is over, when Saturday's over, we'll talk about it. We've thrown a couple things out just to talk, just say it, but I've avoided having any type of major conversations about it. We'll have a couple extra guys that won't run on Saturday that'll run on Tuesday, that we've talked a little bit more about it and some pace and things like that. But we'll wait till the 8K is over. And on Sunday, when we get back, we're going up and back. We're only 2.5 hours away. So when we get back, we'll let cross settle, and Sunday we'll meet and talk about it a little bit, and kind of refocus on that a little bit. And that's what we did last year too. We went to DC after the race last year in Virginia, and took in the sights. And then when we got back that night, Sunday and Monday, we talked about the half and kind of refocused. We're excited. The men won last year, and I think we got a really good shot of doing some good things again this year. Obviously, with Barney back, who broke the national record, and Gio, who is a much, I think, different runner than he was last year, and we've got some depth behind him. And Juliana, putting her on the line should be fun. She's the Ghana national record holder in the half marathon. So put her on the line and let her get after something a little bit longer will be fun too.
When it comes to the half marathon, what's the mindset? Is it, oh, this is kind of secondary, let's go have fun, or are they there to compete?
Both. For me, it's both. We want to compete because we do want to win. We're competitive. I think our whole group is. But we're also, cross is the focus, and it always will be. And so with the half, yeah, we want to win that. It's another opportunity to win something, but have some fun at it. We're not taking it crazy serious where we're just going in there, oh, we got to do this, we got to do this, we got to do this. Get after it, have a little fun, be smart, have a good experience with it. And if it turns out to be something successful at the end, sweet.
Coach, anything this week special for the Nationals week? Are we going to see some new uniforms or anything like that?
No.
Business as usual.
Business as usual. We got some new split shorts about halfway through the season that the kids love.
Okay.
I'll bring my daughters out. That's the plan. We'll miss some soccer games and bring them out. They went with us to Gans Creek, and they were doing stride outs with Gio and all that. We won't be able to do that this year, or at Nationals or whatever. But my girls love the team, and the team loves them. And we did parent teacher conferences, and we do pancakes and waffles and stuff at my house for breakfast some weekends. And my daughter was asked, my youngest was asked to write a memory. That was their assignment. And the teacher shared it with us at parent-teacher conferences. The memory was all about having breakfast with the kids and having the opportunity to make pancakes for them. She gets to flip the pancakes, and that is every bit of everything for me. I just reading it made me smile and proud, because that's family is a big part of what I've tried to build here, and having my girls be a part of it and see it and be around it. And they talked about she talked about the culture and learning things from them, and all. It's so much fun. And so that wasn't really answering the question you gave, but it made me think of it. Having my girls there will be something special for me.
You got some future superstars in the making?
I hope so. My sixth grader, they let the sixth graders run with the junior high. She ran cross country. She chose to do it, and she liked it. She enjoyed it. So I'm hoping, we ran, me and those two, we ran the loop of the course at Gans Creek during the pre-race, and that was a lot of fun. They got to see Hilda, because Florida was there, and we'll probably go back up for D1s to watch her again. And it's just fun to have them around it and see it. And, I'm not just dad gone all the time. This is why, and this is who, and all that.
Excellent.
Coach, is there anything about the team going into the championships that we haven't covered that you want the audience to know?
I love this group. It's been easy, really. We have put in some big work, and they have done it with a smile and enjoyed it, and have really worked hard, and have been really just having fun doing it. And I'm excited to just see it all come together and have, God willing, come out the right way for us, and see the smiles and the excitement of all the hard work showing, right?
Well, Coach, we are excited to see it all come together as well. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to have to get you on after the season, catch up. We talk to you all day. You know that. Thank you so much for your time on a Sunday.
Absolutely. Absolutely, guys. Thank you.
See ya.
Thank you.
See you. Bye-bye.
Now joining us from Iowa Central Community College of Fort Dodge, Iowa, home of the Tritons, and the host of the meet. The men's team is ranked third in Division I standings. Coach D. Brown, welcome to Airey Bros Radio.
How you doing, sir? Heard you had a busy weekend.
My hair is grayer, I think. I don't know. It's just, there's so much going on.
Coach Brown, the men's team is currently ranked third in the nation.
Is that all?
That's all. Who do we have to keep an eye out on going into nationals?
I would say, that's a great question, because we have 5 guys that are all really amazing. And when Marc hears this, no, I won't say they got lucky, because they all ran well. But one of our guys just did not have a great race. And if he had been running where he had always been, it would have been less than 4-point victory for them at the regional meet. So, our team was pretty disappointed after regionals, because they were gunning. They really wanted to get this. And so, you know what? We got another shot. Like, don't worry. 2 weeks, home course. We're right back here. So, our top 2 guys have been Shakib and Sufyan. They've always been up there for us. Taha was the man that is typically like our 3rd guy, and he ended up being our 5th guy, or maybe even 6th guy. I'm not even sure now. He just couldn't hold it together that day. And then the twins, Saad and Saeed, are very consistent. Saad was actually just coming off an illness, so he was just trying to get back into the swing of things with like a chest cold. So, we feel really good about where we're at. 3rd is a great place to be. So no one has to be looking at us, and we're looking ahead and ready to rock and roll. So we're excited for tomorrow.
Coach, you mentioned the home course advantage. We've talked to a bunch of coaches, and we've talked about the wind can be a factor. Some of the teams weren't able to make it up in 2020, but what are some of the key points on the course? Where might we see some pivotal moves being made for both the men and the women?
It's interesting when we talk about our course because I've talked to a lot of people about this lately. We just hosted the state meet Friday, Saturday. It's a 2-day meet here in Iowa with 2 classes each day. It was sunny for a little bit, but then cold and windy, and that wind was definitely a factor. And I'm hoping it doesn't get too warm because I want it to be brutal. I want it to the toughest one out there who brings their A game on Saturday is who's going to win. So. Um, it's for the men, it's a 2 loop course essentially, 2 4K loops. I would say personally, being from the Midwest in Iowa, there's only one hill. If you're not from Iowa, you might say there's maybe 3 hills on each loop. So, uh, I think once we get past that first loop, they're kind of coming up the hill after the first loop to re-loop into the second half of the course. I think you're going to see some people really start getting after it at that point because it kind of levels out for a while before you get into a few more hills. But I think it's that second loop is where people are going to try to separate the men from the boys type thing in that guy's race.
We've heard, even though it is on a golf course, it is a true cross country course.
Oh yeah, I really think like this is an average course. It's not flat and it's not super hilly. It's got a little of everything. So yep, it's a great golf course. The terrain might not be like super level on the flats, but there's some little bit of slanted slopes in a couple different places, but it's a great course, and we've hosted the state cross country meet, I think, for 33 years now. And so yeah, I'm happy to be there. It's a ton of work, and I never want to do it again after we do it every year. But like, I'm happy to have it. I'm happy to have all these teams come here. It's going to be great. Like, I want to put on the biggest, greatest event for all these kids, just to come out and experience a championship atmosphere and just enjoy themselves, have a great Friday night of dinner and awards and taking lots of pictures and, being laid back and enjoying it. And then Saturday come out with, the focus on, the race face on, and go out there and just have a great day. So I can't wait.
Now, will you get to be a coach on race day, or will you be wearing your meet director hat?
Probably not, honestly. Like, and that's the biggest downfall. Like, I love hosting. I love doing this for other people. It's very, very taxing. It's a ton of work because everything in my life when I do it, I do it as good as I can. I bite off more than I can chew because I want it to be awesome. I want it to be better than last time. So like the last 2 weeks, honestly, leading up to Saturday, my team doesn't see me hardly at all. I feel terrible about that, but I trust my assistant coach enough, and I warned him in the beginning of the year, like there's going to be days where I'm just not going to be able to be there. I'm in like random ridiculous meetings all day long for this, that, and the other thing, calling suppliers, trying to find out where this is, where that is, meeting with people on campus, trying to make sure we got all the work orders in and things requested and just whatever it is. And so these last 2 weeks, I might have been at practice one day, maybe. I don't even know. I was at a team meeting. We do a team meeting for the entire track and cross country team, maybe once a month. So I was able to make that, but it's tough. So I'll be cheering, but I'll be busy all day long too.
Coach, you said you guys are right where you need to be. Eyes forward.
Yes.
The top teams are looking forward. They're not looking back at you. What's it going to take to get to the top of the podium?
For them to keep looking forward, not looking back at us. I don't want to see anybody have a bad race. I want to see every team at their best. I want to see 7 healthy guys on every team that's up there, just fighting it out, everyone having a great day, head to head. And that's how any team I think wants to win. They want to win beating someone at their best, not beating someone when they're a man down or a person short or whatever it is. So, for us to be where we want to be, like if we get on the podium, we're going to be thankful, we're going to be happy. Obviously we want to be a little bit higher, and their goals are at the top. That's where they want. Those guys are very focused. They've been talking about this all year. We had about a 2 week stretch mid-season where almost, I think 6 of the top 7 or 5 of the 7 were all either sick or hurt with something and like not even running. So that was really a big setback mentally and emotionally, but I think we've overcome that, and regionals was a great wake up call and put them on high alert. Like, yep, we can't let up even a little bit. Like we have to be ready to rock and roll, and they will be.
Will you be rocking and rolling on Tuesday as well?
I'm gonna be rocking. I've been rocking and rolling for like 3 months straight. Yes. Yes, we will. We'll be having some fun. The half marathons, it's an interesting beast because, not every athlete looks forward to it as much as every other athlete, especially when you have a lot of mid-distance type people on your cross country team and they think, "Ooh, 8K, that's the longest I ever want to run in my life." And you're like, "No, let's go out and have some fun." Like, and that's the thing too. Like, we want to be competitive, but let's have some fun. Let's just go out and run it. Because once you're in it, 5 miles, 10 miles, now all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, there's only, this many people ahead. Let's go get them. So I think if they just go out there and run together like they do all the time, have fun, I think they might catch that bug and like try to, because I mean, no doubt about it, the group of guys we have right now, they're very talented, very, very talented. They've already accomplished a lot of things this past track season. So I think, that would be a great way to finish out the fall season here for us. So we're gonna have fun no matter what.
Well, we're going to have fun watching.
Yes.
We wish we could be there to have fun too.
Same.
Well, Coach, thank you for giving us this opportunity. I know we can't be there, but you've allowed us to partake in the banquet and be a part of it. So thank you so much for the opportunity. And for a man who's been going hard, you got plenty of energy.
Yeah. Thank you guys, because honestly, like I said, bigger and better every year. This is huge. Like this is huge. Having you guys be a part of this on Friday night for us, having Runner Space live stream our event on Saturday. Those are two amazing things that I hope can be added on a consistent basis to what we do promoting the NJCAA, our junior college athletes who go on to become some of the best NCAA athletes as well, and for some of the kids, this is it. This is the top of the mountain for them. And so go out with a bang and have this great experience of, checking out this podcast and being live streamed. Like, thank you guys for helping work with me to make this be a great option for everybody. So
absolutely. It's an honor. As we've said before, the NJCAA and the junior college system is near and dear to our heart. And whenever we can be a part of it and help grow it and promote it, you can count on us.
Excellent.
Coach, get some sleep, rest up, get ready for, I guess maybe it starts Thursday, Friday festivities. And yeah, we'll be excited to watch on Runner Space on Saturday.
Awesome. Yep. I'll be sleeping on the 12th. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to bed on the 12th. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Now joining us from Hutchinson Community College in Hutchinson, Kansas, home of the Blue Dragons. The men's team is ranked number 2 in the nation. Coach Jafet Molinares, welcome to Airey Bros Radio.
How you guys doing?
Great. How are you?
Good. Long time no see.
Yeah. Congrats to you.
Yeah. Thank you. It was a fun day.
Well, Jafet, we know from talking to you a couple weeks ago who to look out for, but the men are currently ranked number 2 in the country. Tell our audience who the fans of Airey Bros Radio need to be watching when it comes to the men's race this Saturday.
Yeah, right. So everybody is obviously going to play a pretty big piece, but our top 2 guys, Cornelius Kogo and Titus Kiprotich, those guys are 2 that I'm hoping and could be our low stick. So hopefully flirting in that top 5.
So you talk about that low stick. Is it just the low stick, or you got that pack mentality as well?
Yeah. Our 3-4, our 3 is finally coming along. I think he's gonna, snap when it really matters. And our 3-4 in a pretty good spot, and 5 is finally coming around and put some pretty good meets together, but we just haven't gone out there as quick as we should have, and I think this time around, we'll put ourselves in a good position early, and I think he'll be ready to help us out as our number 5. And then, honestly, our 5 could also be our number 6. So, our number 6, kind of what I mentioned before, he was an All-American last year, and he's finally come around and just had a really good workout. So he potentially might be number 5. And so we have some pretty good depth between 1 through 6, honestly.
Coach, what's your scouting report on the course? Have you been able to preview it at all at any point? And how does the team match up with the terrain?
Right. So yeah, I mean, pretty lucky where I actually, ran it quite a few times when I was an athlete and went back there another year to watch nationals. And yeah, so I know exactly what it looks like. So we've been talking about it quite a bit and, spots where we could definitely make a move and, where I feel like it fits us. And, but yeah, so know what it looks like. A team doesn't, but as far as, map and kind of spots that I pointed out, we're pretty familiar a little bit, but, um, how do we match up? I think it fits us pretty well, just as far as the training we've done. We're a higher mileage program and we've done a lot of training to kind of stimulate this type of race. So I think we're in a pretty good spot.
Coach, speaking of that training and being in that good spot, is there any concern on the weather, or are you guys pretty similar in Kansas?
Yeah, I mean it's probably just a few degrees colder all the time, I bet over there, but no, I mean we'll be fine. Even this morning, I mean our long run was, when we started it was about 40 degrees. So I don't think it'll be anything too ridiculous on that day. I mean, at least looking at the weather, I think probably high of mid 55s maybe and running at 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock. I don't think it'll be too bad. I guess the bigger concern is probably the wind out there, and we'll see. I guess we'll see on that day.
So what's the thoughts of getting to the top of the podium?
Yeah, of course that's the goal. But yeah, within scouting report and looking at what everybody has, everybody has a good combination of things. I think Iowa Western has a good 1-2 punch up there, and then they got some decent depth. But then you have teams like Iowa Central, I'd say that their top four is really strong. And then you have teams like myself um, and New Mexico that I think has a good balance of both of, guys that could be low sticks and some decent depth. And then who else? And Butler, obviously. I mean, they gave us a really good battle at regionals, and those guys, same thing. I think they have a really good four, and their five's been coming along. I think if he could move up, then they'll be a threat too. So to be honest with you, I think anybody in that top five could win it. I don't think there's a clear favorite. I don't think anybody thinks there is. So I think that's the exciting part about this race. Usually, you probably have your one team or two teams, but I honestly believe that anybody in the top five could win it.
Coach, anything different going down this week? Or is it business as usual?
Yeah, no, keeping things as regular as possible, honestly. Yeah, just trying to keep, yeah, honestly, yeah, same scheduling. Still gonna lift this week and, keeping the mileage where it needs to be at and yeah, just trying to sharpen up when it matters. But honestly, yeah, just regular business.
And is the sole focus the 8K and the 5K championships, or will you all be towing the line on Tuesday as well?
Yeah, no, just cross country. It's a pretty hard turnaround and I enjoy that they, still host it and, still have it. But for us, it just doesn't fit us, quite honestly. But yeah, everybody has their own preference
Hmm.
in what they do and what they decide for that. But we'll head back to Hutch after Saturday.
You guys driving up?
Yeah, we'll head up on Wednesday. We'll actually stay in Omaha, and then drive. It's 4 hours to Omaha, stay the night, then drive up to Fort Dodge. I think that's about 3 hours. So kind of spread out that drive a little bit.
Jafet, is there anything about the team going into the national championships that we haven't asked that you want our audience to know?
Um, yeah, I think our girls, I think started the year off at, 15th, 10th, 11th, and, 2 weeks ago, or on the polls, I should say, was eighth. And then after a pretty good performance at regionals are ranked fifth. And I think within finally getting our number three back and how she's looking, I think that podium is going to be a pretty big challenge. I think that'd be, optimistic, but I think as long as we could flirt in there in that top five, I think that's a pretty good goal for us. And even within all that, we have a lady in Mildred Rono that I think can compete for a national championship. So, yeah, our girls are looking just as competitive and especially having an individual that could potentially win. It's pretty exciting. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, we are excited for the Blue Dragons. We know you guys are going to do big things. So thank you so much for your time and best of luck, sir.
Yeah, thank you guys. You guys have a good rest of your day.
Safe travels to Fort Dodge, Jafet.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Take care, buddy.
Yep. See you.
That's going to wrap it up for this year's NJCAA National Preview Show, live from Fort Dodge, Iowa, and proudly presented by Airey Bros Radio. Huge thank you to Coach D. Brown and the Iowa Central staff for hosting the 2025 NJCAA National Championships and making this event possible. To all the athletes lining up this weekend, soak it in, run fearless, and remember what got you here. From all of us at Airey Bros Radio, mahalo, and good luck at Nationals.